Well, hello, hello, my beautiful pearls. Tonight we're asking the questions that no one in authority seems to want to answer. Who is protecting who in the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan, aged 4 and 6 years old, gone, vanished, and yet no arrest, no public suspects, no answers. And what do we have? Silence, strategic silence, maybe? The father, Daniel Martell, stepfather, says he gave names to homicide detectives. He says he was building the chicken wire fence, but there are no photos, no tools, no backing his story whatsoever. The mother, Malaya Brooks, she hasn't spoken a word, not a public plea other than a 2-minute interview. And somehow, is that okay? Their baby sister, Meadow, she is in state custody, although her grandmother has her. And the RCMP isn't talking. The media is getting quieter, and everyone who should be screaming for justice, i.e., family, it just seems to be whispers. Welcome to Clutch Them Pearls. Let's go to it.
So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. Yeah, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Thank you, Miss Melody.
Young blood made of gold. I mind you.
Yeah, Lisa, we were listening to that right after.
Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Well, hello, my beautiful pearls. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is June 16th, 2025. It is currently 9:23 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Thank you all so much for joining me. How you doing? How's my beautiful pearls doing? We got a lot to talk about today, don't we ever? But before we get started, a few little notes here. Please do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate that. If we get to 1,000 thumbs up, you know what happens. We have a chicken party, and you don't want to miss the chicken party. I don't want to miss the chicken party. We don't want to miss the chicken party. Okay? So just do me a favor. Just tap it. Tap that little thumbs up right there. And while you're at it, right over there's an arrow, and you can just share that out on your social media. I would be so grateful for that, and it really, really gets the faces of the missing out there. Also, become a member of the Pearl family. We would love for you to become a member of the Pearl family. We are always trying to grow here and extending our content and getting others to see us. The more that sees us, the more that sees the missing faces of the missing, which is so needed. It just takes the right person, the right person. You never, ever know. So we've got a lot to talk about. So before we get started with that, just a legal disclaimer for the things that we're kind of talking about today. I want to make something very clear. This live stream is for informational and educational and commentary purposes only. Everyone discussed in this video is presumed is innocent until and unless proven guilty in a court of their law. We are not accusing anyone of a crime. We are analyzing public information, media coverage, and statements that have already been made. We apply our own individual opinions to those. The goal here is awareness and to advocate and a public conversation. We're asking questions rather, not necessarily. We're not here to assign guilt. We're just here to say our opinions on that. All speculation is just that, speculation, and should not be interpreted as fact. Now, with that said, let's get into it, brothers and sisters. Okay, so as we know, little Lilly and Jack Sullivan has been missing. What are we on? Almost 2 weeks, 2 months now. We're going on. And hello, Irony. Where have you been? I was asking about you. I don't got your number. You got a commercial for Viagra. Perfect. That's great. Thank you so much, Melanie. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Good to see you. Hope you are well. Thank you so much, my love. Appreciate you. Yes, thank you so much, Louise. All right. So some things that I want to go over that I was digging into and speaking to individuals, and we're going to get all into it. It seems like there is less and less coverage because, the media does what they can and they move on while there's, they just move on. That's just life. But we're not going to until something happens. Something happens with Lilly and Jack Sullivan. They need to be found. There needs to be justice for them. And now, earlier today, we were doing another case in Canada right now. A 3-year-old is missing in very strange circumstances as well, right? Okay, I was asking about you. I was you and CT. I haven't seen, so I was making sure you was okay. You got to text me or something. Let me know you're okay. Barbara, thank you so much. How are you doing? And Unicorn says, in my opinion, the mother knows what's up. I think, in my opinion, they both do. In my opinion, I don't see how they couldn't. So we're going to get into it for sure. Where should I start? We're going to start with some of particularly Daniel's comments early on, and then we're going to get into the first press conference that happened, and the one that Malaya was in, and there was an ambulance there, and that is really the last time Daniel saw Malaya at that press conference, and she supposedly left with her mother, right? And there's a lot to that. Daniel, they have changed their stories so many times. It is really incredible. Daniel keeps, oh, this is brand new. I think this is brand new, by the way. I want to show you this while I've got it pulled up. Let me just show you this real quick.
RCMP says they have completed a number of polygraph tests as part of their investigation in the search for 2 missing children in Nova Scotia.
You don't do polygraph tests and waste that resource on people that just maybe saw something, heard something, or is a real remote suspect. That's not the way it works.
CTV public safety analyst Chris Lewis says these tests would only be used on people that police suspect might be involved. 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan have been missing since May 2nd. The RCMP says they have completed a number.
And that's right. Yeah, you're not going to waste your resources if you, involved or know something, right? Remember, Edgar said, talking in the Sebastian Rogers case, Edgar said, oh, well, that I don't need one. They said they're not going to give me, or I didn't need one because they knew where I was at. And then all of a sudden, of course, they surprisingly gave him one. He said, Justin, did you see my text message apparently coming out from Daniel lately, or more relevant ones? Unreal. Did you see these text messages apparently? Which ones, Rainbow? I am very interested. Very interested. I do know he's speaking to people. He certainly is speaking to people right now. He really is. He really, really is. And they're just a tool. They're just a tool. That is true. Allegedly, Daniel says in a text message to YouTube, homicide detectives came right and told me, we know you have nothing. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. Keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself, hello, just me. Good to see you. That's interesting, because you would think if they was able to clear you, Daniel, like that, they would just go ahead and clear you. Don't you think? That's what I would think. That's just me, though. That's just me. They're working really hard. The RCMP is working really hard. We're going to go over some things here. Things on Daniel and Miss Malaya. I'm going to tell you something that I believe they were toxic for one another. Absolutely fucking toxic for one another. For sure. And we'll just get into it. Today, the RCMP have formally interviewed 54 people, and police have given polygraph lie detector tests to some of the people they interviewed. In a brief media conference on June 11th, it was 5 days ago, police avoided answering how many people they were given the polygraph test to. Again, it's just a tool. Michelle, if your screen is blank, YouTube is it does this every once in a while. Exit out. You can probably hear me, but you can't see me. Just exit out and come back in, sweetie. Right? So, not saying how many polygraphs they have given, but they're acknowledging that they have given polygraphs. Quote, we have to protect the identity of those people for the integrity of the investigation and for the same reasons we can't disclose How many people have or will be administered a polygraph test, says Corporal Tremblay. Told the media. That was posted the 11th. Credit goes to City News credit source. Okay, let's move on. All right. He noted that the experts conducting the test are examining each question and the answers people are giving. So it, quote, could guide the investigation, right? Could guide the investigation. Specific questions, specific people, specific answers, right? So there's that. They have to take place at, quote, various dates. They have taken place, rather, since various dates since May 2nd, RCMP told City News Halifax. The children's stepfather, Daniel Martell, previously confirmed that he had taken one. In addition, police said they have, quote, extensively searched the property where the children was last seen, including every aspect of the home, grounds, outbuildings, nearby septic tanks, wells, mine shafts, and culverts. When asked by the City News Halifax where the mine shafts is, the RCMP said it is in Lansdowne Station area. Again, City News is the credit source. All right. I think I got it. Might be pulled up here. Okay, we'll go with this one. Now, guys, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up, mother chickens. Never said anything about the dog with... News never said anything about the dog with Clarabelle. Yeah, there's locals are talking about it as well. Thank you, Angel Mama. Good to see you, love. How many people refuse to take? My question would be, how many people refuse to take the polygraph? Listen, a lot of people think Daniel didn't take the polygraph. I think he took the polygraph. In my opinion, just an opinion, it's not a fact. I think he flunked the absolute hell out of it. I do not think Malaya has taken one, in my opinion. And in my opinion, okay, I believe Malaya was not feeling good mentally or physically, in my opinion, the day that press conference was going on. The ambulance and, you know, with the car situation that she was having, I think, in my opinion, that her mom took her back and said, just my opinion, we're going to work on you, girl. We're going to work on you. You get me? My opinion. May 4th, 2025. I think there was a lot going on in the home, in my opinion. May 4th, 2025. Mr. Martell speaks to the Globe and Mail about what happened on the morning the children went missing. Lily came into the room multiple times. I seen her that morning, and Jack was out playing in the kitchen, I'm guessing. And they slid open the back sliding door. It's almost like silent hearing to hearing it sliding. They slid it open. The boots were right beside the door, and they proceeded to, I'm guessing, playing outside. They must have got out through the back fence, and then they were gone. As soon as I seen they were gone, immediately jumped into the car and did all the dirt roads, all the culverts, checked over all the rivers and streams. And as soon as I got home, 10 minutes later, I headed out on foot. There's a lot wrong with that, in my opinion. I mean, scripted 1,000%, Jen, in my opinion as well. Because I'm assuming they were playing in the kitchen. I'm assuming they opened the door. I'm assuming they played outside. I'm assuming. Right? So there's that. Thank you so much, Janet from Ireland. Appreciate you for watching, my dear. So there's that. Now here, he said he was gone 10 minutes in the car. 10 minutes in the car. And the rest was on foot. But don't y'all remember Daniel saying he was gone? You know, he immediately jumped in the car. He was gone. And he didn't, when he got back, the RCMP was there. And for a while, they wouldn't let him search until he said some guy or whatever. I can't remember. And then he jumped over the fence and he started looking again. So here you're saying you're actually quoted from saying 10 minutes you were gone, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Do you guys remember that from several years ago? Probably like 2015, 2014. Damn, Daniel. It was like a Vine thingy. I mean, to go through all of those dirt roads, culverts, checking on the rivers and streams in 10 minutes, that's superhero. I would really believe he could run in front of a helicopter then. Yeah, because I mean, if you did all that in 10 minutes, sure. Yeah. That's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. His story and her story never align. Oh God, no. His story doesn't even align with his story. His story doesn't even align with his story. Right? Hold on. I need to look at my messages that I was getting earlier. Let's see here. So I think that Malaya is literally just basically hunkered down, pretty much, in my opinion. I think she's, in my opinion, I think she's obviously scared. And I think she's trying to get healthier. And I think there was a lot of stuff going on, in my opinion. Fly girl coming in clutch. How you doing, girlfriend? Good to see ya. Thank you so much. For 5 months. Thank you guys for all your hard work. Thank you so much, Fly girl. Good to see you, love. really do appreciate your support. Thank you, love. Appreciate you. So let's see here. I'm not really, I'm still think that the kids could have gotten something, in my opinion, toxic in that house. I think it's very possible, but I also think more now than before than I originally thought that something that one of them could have snapped. I don't know. We'll just have to. Something's not right, though. I'll tell you that, right? Something's definitely not right. Now, watch this. So, this is Daniel again. Quote, she went out of the room and I could hear Jack out of the kitchen. Now, again, these are quotes. Here, he said he's guessing they were playing in the kitchen, right? Playing out there. Here, which I've got it here. It's too. I just showed the one I copied and pasted. She went out of the room and I could hear Jack out of the kitchen. A few minutes later went by. I heard nothing. Got up, went out in the kitchen, checked everything. I seen they weren't there. Checked their bedrooms and they weren't there. Quote, end quote, he says. Quote, so I looked out the backyard. That's the only place they would go. And their boots were gone. The door, the sliding door, was closed. Usually, they don't close the door. I usually have to remind them to close the door over and over. End quote. Martell says he then jumped in his vehicle and started looking for them. I searched every dirt road and searched every culvert as fast as I could until I got back and seen the RCMP there. And they wouldn't let me back in the woods until there was a guy dressed in military gear. He allowed me to jump back into the woods. Here, as soon as I got home 10 minutes later, I headed out on foot. Okay. Now, a lot of people was saying that there was a mall, that they were seen in a mall. Now, there's different types of malls. Like there's malls that are like you walk through a bunch of different stores, and then there's strip malls that is technically a mall, but that's individual stores, right? So it says we know that the children were seen May 1st getting groceries with their stepfather, Daniel Martell, in a nearby town of New Glasgow. Did y'all know that? In a nearby, was seen with Daniel Martell in a nearby town of New Glasgow. Wow. Oh, wake up. According to this document, the children were last seen in public May 1st, getting groceries with their stepfather, Daniel Martell, in the nearby town of New Glasgow. How you doing? That is what, who was it that said this? I'm trying to see which article says this. I don't know if I still have it pulled up. I think it was CTV. I want to say. Um, it might have been. I can't remember. I'll try to find it and let you know. I can't remember which was. I want to say it was Global or CTV. I'm pretty sure it was one or the other. Or City. I'll let you know. But anyway, I clipped it. Right? I just don't believe that morning story. Neither do I. Neither do I. At all. Like at all. It makes me wonder if they didn't do something with them after shopping. Weren't they supposed to be home sick for 2 days? Daniel allegedly is claiming it was with him and Malaya. From what guessing, Daniel knew what clothes Jack was wearing. In my opinion, there was jealousy, money. If they just together 3 years, then she must have gotten pregnant shortly after showing. And I hope someone is following my train of thought. Holly, you mean like because they're different parents? Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean by that? Perhaps, right? Okay. Mr. Martell has said he and the family spent the evening at the mobile home while he worked on the fence at the back of the property. Oh, no, I know which article this is now. I know exactly what article this is. They did an amazing job on this article because I pulled it up. It was a bitch to find. Let's see here. It's a local. Let me find it. It is. I think it's the global. I can't remember. I'm not going to sit here and look at it forever. But I'll let you know. I'm pretty sure it was the global. All right. So Daniel says again, what we did that evening, I worked on the fence. Can't, the family was at home, but I'm not going to tell you what else they did, what Jack and Lily were doing, what Malaya was doing, how Meadow was. Not going to say what time we ate dinner, what time we went to bed, how the evening went, anything like that. But I'll just tell you, I was outside fixing a fence. Ironically, less than 24 hours later, you're saying they got out of the back of the fence. I'm just saying. Anywho, the next morning, the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, marked the children absent from school at 6:17 a.m. Roughly 4 hours later, Mr. Martell Murray called 911 and reported Lily and Jack missing. Both she and Mr. Martell have said they were dozing in bed and woke to find the children gone. They assumed the kids put on their boots, went out the back door, and escaped the wood and chicken wire fence that surrounds the backyard of the home, he told the Globe and Mail. It's the Globe and Mail. Mr. Brooks Murray left the home. Miss Brooks Murray left the home the following day with the couple's 1-year-old daughter, cut off contact with Mr. Martell, and later changed her Facebook status to single. Well, isn't that something? Isn't that something? So, I don't think they trust any of them, to be quite honest with you. She was sending a message. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I am really confused as far as, is one of them is one of them potentially, allegedly, reportedly involved more than the other? Is that, I don't know. I hear things about Daniel, and then you hear things about Malaya. And then I just think that they were probably very similar until something happened. Is it Kent's birthday? Happy birthday, Kent. Happy birthday, my friend. Our malls are, yeah. Psychic Amelia thinks the mama. I know a lot of people I think Malaya has been taking care of herself while she has not been, looking out after her kids that are missing, in my opinion. So they granted 7 judicial authorizations to seize devices and material that they believe may help the investigation. Now, and more applications are expected. Miss Bayer said she declined to specify what those devices or the materials are. Well, to me, that, in my opinion, that tells me right there that whoever they're looking at, they think that's going to help with their investigation, right? And didn't Daniel say, yeah, they took our phones, they took our routers? Read it with me. So far, police have been granted 7 judicial authorizations to seize devices and material that they believe may help with their investigation, and more applications are expected, Miss Bayer said. She declined to specify which devices or the materials are. She added that there have been no confirmed or substantial sightings of the children since they were reported missing around 10 a.m. on May 2nd. The children were last seen in public on May 1st, getting groceries with their stepfather, Daniel Martell, in a nearby town of New Glasgow. Now, I always thought that it was more than one family member, right? And it still may be. It still may be. But until I've got some photos or some video that shows they were all there, this is the first thing I have seen. Guess she moved in 2 years ago, but they've been together 3 years. Yeah. Oh, girl. I think, in my opinion, Malaya was feeling allegedly really bad, potentially mentally, obviously, during the press conference, and I think physically as well. Justin, there are other family members coming out on CBC on Wednesday, including Belinda. That one was the talk. Yep. 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 Yeah, I think there is people trying to you guys remember how Daniel said he would take a rug test? Yeah, give me a rug test, give me a lie detector test, give me this, give me that. Right? Remember all that? Now, this was another story that they said. Martell said he and Malaya Brooks Murray asked Lilly and Jack to quiet down on Friday morning to let the baby sleep. Quote, we were in the room laying down. Quote, me, Malaya, and baby Meadow. And Lily poked her head in a couple of times. I seen that she's wearing a pink t-shirt, and we usually don't like them to be loud because they were going to wake up the baby. We want the baby to get as much sleep as possible, he says. Now, Holly, this is where I really wonder, right? Were they not favored as much now? Perhaps. Perhaps. When Jack was a toddler, the baby's age 9 months of pregnant. Jack was 15 months when she got pregnant with the dog. Yep. Yep. Okay. He estimated it took up to, meaning maximum, up to 20 minutes to notice the two children were gone. Quote, she went out of the room and I could hear Jack out in the kitchen. A few minutes later went by. I heard nothing. Got up, went out to the kitchen, checked everything. I seen they weren't there, checked their bedrooms, and they weren't there. End quote, she said. I'm just going to say, if that trailer is no more than 500 square feet, right? You could be on one end of the trailer and they be on the other end of the trailer, and you're going to know whether those kids are in your home or not. Right? You're going to know. Okay? Okay. All right. Where was I? Checked on their bedrooms and they weren't there, end quote. He said, quote, so I looked out the backyard. That's the only other place they would go, comma, and their boots were gone, period. The door, the sliding door, was closed. Usually, they don't close the door. I usually have to remind them to close the door over and over. Martell said he then jumped in the vehicle looking for them. And this is when he says he went and he said he got back and he seen the RCMP was there and they wouldn't let me back in the woods, or they wouldn't let me back in the woods until he saw a guy dressed in military gear. He allowed me back into the woods, so I jumped the fence and continued my search. So, was it 10 minutes, Daniel, that you were gone up the creek and through the river and to grandmother's house we go? Or were you going close to 2 hours? When you got back, was the RCMP really there? Or did you have to wait for the RCMP like you said in other interviews? Did you both jump up? Or did you just jump up? Was Malaya asleep and then came out of sleep and said, do you hear the kids? No. And you both jump up? Or did you just jump up? What made you want to jump in your car? Being maximum 20 minutes, right? You said you were gone in one of the interviews 10 minutes. Lord have mercy. How would the kids jump the fence? Right, sandwich. Right. Shannon, thank you so much, my darling. Appreciate you, my love. Appreciate you, Miss Shannon. My love, thank you so much for your support. If you, I don't know what I was going to say. If you received you gave a super chat. Thank you, dear. I love you to pieces. You know that. I know that. Good to see you. Thank you for being a member, Miss Shannon. He jumped the fence. Right. Right. Well, here he also says, which is interesting, they must have jumped. They must have got out at the back part of the fence where the chicken wire is and all that. Well, what part of the fence did you jump, Daniel? And couldn't you have just walked out the gate too? Or did you have to make this scene that you jumped the gate too? Right? Nobody's going to go riding for 20 minutes. My God. And listen, okay, let's think about this a second. Let's think about this. Because we're not thinking about this. They said up to 20 minutes. Okay? Okay. Now remember, the kids were outside playing in the yard. Remember? They were outside playing in the yard, but we didn't know that then. Says Malaya, says Daniel. So, how long were they outside playing in the yard? Right? Because for them to have left for little Lily to have left the room. And Daniel says he heard them playing in there, right? They would have had to been playing in there for a little bit, okay? And then they would have had to have magically went outside, okay? And they would have had to have played out there. They just didn't open the door and haul ass and jump over the fence. That's not the way things work in life. It's just not the way it works. So were they playing inside for, I don't know, 10 minutes? Were they playing outside 15 minutes? Or, sorry, 10 minutes inside, 5 minutes outside? That's 15 minutes. You're saying they were gone no more than 20 minutes. No more than 20 minutes. That means they could not have been no more than 5 minutes out of that fence. How you doing? That's right. That's what that means. And do. Do you get what I'm saying, chat? You get what I'm saying? Daniel Malaya says they couldn't have been more than 20 minutes. No more than 20 minutes. All right. Let's say they were in the house 10 minutes. You've been going in and out of sleep for 20 minutes, but you noticed they were in the house playing. And then a few minutes later, you don't. So let's say they were inside playing 10 whole minutes. Let's say they went outside and they played in the yard for 5 little minutes. Okay. Which I think they would have gotten cold and turned around, my opinion. But that's just me. Let's say they were out there 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes maximum. They couldn't have been more than 5 minutes ahead of you. So you jump in your car and you go up culverts, streams, all of that. Are we missing something, folks? Justin, he said he fixed the damn fence the day before. So he had to jump the fence, therefore kids didn't go through the fence. Hello. I mean, there was no specific part of the fence that he said. Just spilled my coffee. How you doing? How you doing? Oh, look at there. Cheers. You are my favorite. You're welcome. Paul says neighbors said they never knew kids lived there. Being autistic, were they not allowed in the yard? I think they were allowed in the yard. You miss Daisy Basham. I know. My bad. They would, of course, wouldn't have got sent because kids would normally be in the car. I mean, if they were walking, they would have gotten sent. The kids going through the fence or Daniel fixing the fence was not part of the initial story. Mom said they aren't allowed outside alone. And Daniel says, now this is interesting. I just thought of this. When you said that, you said that wasn't the part of the story. Daniel was fixing the fence and all that. And I just kind of thought Daniel's the one that's always saying, I'm in text message, I'm the one who takes care of the kids. It's not Malaya. She's, on the phone in the bedroom and with Meadow. right? And we just read that article. It said Daniel Martell was with the kids the day before they went missing. And that's very interesting, right? He may be the one that was with them most of the time. Daniel trying to play like House, like he just don't. I mean, I think, in my opinion, there was something kind of crack-a-lackin' in that home between the two, right? But that article, it does say Daniel was at the grocery store with the kids. Yeah, Justin, a 3D morning, misty rain, and no jackets. That aligns with the day before grocery shopping. That aligns with the day before grocery shopping or the day of grocery shopping. I'm sorry, Hatters. I hate it when it does that. Mine does that. Mine takes spells in doing that too. Like every 6 months, it'll do it. I don't know. Right? Here we go. Where was I? The children were last seen in public on May 1st getting groceries with their stepfather, Daniel Martell, in the nearby town of New Glasgow. How many grocery stores is there in New Glasgow? Was mom there? If not, why weren't sick kids at home? Good question. Bingo. Bingo. Right. Is mom not with him that day? Stop. Mama's out like Casey Anthony. Oh my God. Where are Daniel's recent texts? I got a couple of them. Hold on. Let me see here. I do have a couple of them. Hold on. Just 1 sec. All right, go ahead. Go ahead and talk.
Here's just my theory on it.
Okay.
In my opinion, what
All right.
I'm thinking is that what happened is that they went, because he's talking about the fence, I think he knows exactly what happened.
Uh-huh.
But I think he truly did take care of the kids. While Malaya was going through this, I think she might have had postpartum.
Mm-hmm.
And he might have been out there fixing the fence, so she had to watch the kids. She might have had a freak out and did something to the kids, because it's showing that he probably was involved with taking care of the kids more, and he had to cover up for her and help get rid of the kids.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. That's just my theory. I'm thinking the more and more I'm watching this, maybe something did happen Thursday evening. Maybe when he was fixing the fence, she had to keep them inside so they wouldn't mess while he's fixing the fence. And maybe she was agitated because the postpartum, and she's not used to taking care of Jack and Lily. Something might have happened. And then when he came in, he's seen it, and maybe he's helping her cover this up.
I know, but after she broke up with him, do you think he would
Maybe
tell?
that's all with her mom. No, he seems like he's so obsessed with her. I think it's her mom trying to put it on him. I don't know if they're secretly talking, maybe.
Well, RCMP knows if they're talking, though. They do.
They would, yeah. I never thought that. So this is crazy.
I mean, they could be watching.
Sebastian case, and then now this, and Summer. How do these parents get away with this? I just don't get
Oh my
it.
God, it's just insane now. I mean, did you see the little 3-year-old girl today?
Yes, my heart I feel like we should just be able to go arrest all these people. I don't understand this.
I don't either.
I don't get it. I just, we see something crazy, hold them for something. I don't know until they talk. Something's not right. I mean, God gave us the knowledge to know when something ain't right. Don't they understand it?
Well, I mean, it's you know, people feel when they're being, lied to a lot of times. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense.
A mother don't run. A mother don't not speak out. It's just human nature. It's the number one thing.
I think they're both manipulative, to be quite honest with you. I think they're both manipulative.
They both know what's going on.
I do think Daniel probably took care of them more, but I don't know. One thing I do think is they both know what happened.
But one thing that's got me, why is she allowed to see the baby, but he's not allowed, and he's not allowed to see his other children?
Well, he is. So, CPS will put them with family members. Malaya is not, from what I understand, allowed to, care for the baby necessarily. Like, that has to allegedly be her mother.
But Daniel wasn't even allowed to supervise visits with the baby.
Well, I don't know if he. I mean, they are supervised, and it is supervised with Malaya as well, right? Because her mom is there 100% of the time.
But
so
he hasn't even got supervised.
He went there just sporadically one day and said, "Hey, I want to see my kid," and they were like, "No, you can't just come here and say you want to see your kid. It doesn't work like that."
But ain't it he's not allowed to see his other two kids too, though?
I don't think he's going to be able to. I don't think they're going to be around any of the kids unless it's supervised, period, at this point. Because there's a child missing and there's 2 children missing, and we just have, no idea.
How the hell was Chris Proudfoot allowed around Faith?
Well, yeah. It's the first time I've ever seen it happen. Like in Summer's case, when a kid goes missing and they don't know what happened, they're not going to put another kid in that situation. That's why we were all gobsmacked when that happened.
Yeah, that just don't even make sense. Well, I know you got other people. I just was sitting here listening. I'm like, I just got to call him because I've been thinking this for a couple of days. And this is driving me nuts.
I know, trust. But I think there was a lot going on in that house.
Yeah. Thank you, Justin, for everything.
Thank you, my dear. All right.
Appreciate you. Good one. Happy late Father's Day.
Thank you, my love.
All right.
Appreciate you.
All right. Bye.
That. Yeah, she's a good caller. She's a good caller. Maybe your Facebook was opened and closed, and the RCMP have access. Oh, they have access to every mother chicken thing. I bet you, everything. Okay. What was I doing? What was I going to do? Do y'all remember? What was I going to do? Let's see here. Let me see this. Oh, I was going to show Daniel's text. There we go. That's what it was. Let me find these real quick while I play this.
Children in Nova Scotia is expected to continue today.
Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them.
6-year-old Lilly Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother Jack are believed to have wandered away from their home in rural Nova Scotia Friday morning. The Mounties say a multi-agency search has been going on since then. A helicopter from the Provincial Department of Natural Resources also helping out.
Don't want to exclude anything, so obviously anything that comes to our attention, we are going to continue to follow that. I have no information currently on any particular leads. Obviously, it's a huge wooded area with lots of potential. So we're just keeping all avenues open and ensuring we're covering off the entire area.
The RCMP says there's no evidence the children were abducted. Lilly Sullivan has shoulder-length light brown hair with bangs. She might be wearing a pink sweater, pink pants, and pink boots. Jack Sullivan has short blonde hair and is wearing blue dinosaur boots.
Okay. And would a 4-year-old be able to put their boots on by themselves, the right foot, or anything like that? I don't know. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Really do appreciate you all being here. If you haven't joined our membership yet, please join. We would love to have you. So look at this. Daniel Martell. Remove all that from yesterday. Remove it now. It paints Malaya in a bad light. Screenshots and all. I have people from all over the world bashing her. Missed audio call. Missed audio call. Remove it all. Everything. Now. Missed call. Remove it. Okay. Now, let me add these. Two seconds, y'all. Well, he said she might take it out on Lilly. Remember? That bothers me. Daniel Martell. Let's see here. Daniel, you don't know me, but this is a Canadian-based YouTube channel. Belinda has been talking to us, and we have been trying to put rumors and accusations to rest. I'm not writing to ask anything. I just wanted to tell you that Mark goes out to you. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's that one. And hold on. Thank you for reaching out. No problem. You could try reaching out to Malaya, but her mother. This one says, why? I wonder if Daniel was concerned that the things that he said about Malaya was going to get out, she was going to see it, and then she was going to let some of the cat out of the bag. What do you mean, Mohawk? How would they get his phone number? This is Facebook. Hey Zelda, where you been, girl? 16 months. Oh my god. How you doing, darling? Good to see you, my love. Appreciate you. Told him to take them down. It is text through Facebook. I mean, it's not text, but it's a messenger, I guess. Just like it's a messenger on phone, but it's just a different mode, I guess. If that makes sense. Mama Angel, I don't know who you're referring to, but in my opinion, I feel like the step grandmother and the other person there had something to do with it, and step grandmother is holding something over her head. I think that yeah. I know someone Daniel is actually speaking to right now as well. I do know. Rubber boots, yes. But they didn't wear them. Daniel told us they what can't? Rubber boots, yes. They didn't wear them. Daniel told us they took them. Who took them? The kids took them or police? I don't understand what you mean. Hey D, good to see you, love. Glad to be back with my pals. I hope you had a good trip, baby. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. You sound like the character Lola off of Big Mouth when you say, "Oh my god." Oh my god. Rubber boots, so it was rainy. It was sorta. Oh, happy belated birthday, Miss D. Ken is repeating what Daniel said. They took their boots instead of saying they wore their boots. Gotcha. That is exactly what CP will do if they get to court. KP will plan be as Malaya. Yeah. Bingo. Yes. Absa chicken lutely. I so agree. I don't know, man. It's something's got to give. Something's got to give in this. Everyone's been saying that all of them were together. It was like Lily, Jack, Malaya, Daniel, and Meadow. But it is saying just Daniel. And we need someone that knows them, that knows the dynamic of that's an outsider, that's not family and is not biased toward either one of them, right? There's no skin in the game per se. Like, was Daniel the type of guy that really watched out for Lily and Jack more so than Mother or is it just he's playing that up? Now, I will say, whether I agree with Daniel or not, he is the only one that is absolutely doing anything as far as advocating for the missing kids. Again, whether you believe him or not, he is at least willing to stand up in front of the camera. Right? He's all about himself, not the kids. Rainbow says, listen to him. I believe that. I do believe that. I do believe that. And you were absolutely right, Rainbow, in the fact that he may not be doing this for the children. He may be doing this for himself. Hey, Patty, good to see you. But regardless, he's constantly wanting to prove, I can't. Okay, listen to this. I can't tell you the lie detector test, but I want to take one, is what he said. And then he said, they gave me one, and I can't tell you if I passed it or not. All I can tell you is it went in my favor. Why can you not tell something that could not even be held up in court, Daniel? Right? It can't be held against you in any form or fashion. I did it for the kids. And yeah. He's like, I could have slipped on a rock and hurt my head while I was looking for the kids. But also, you remember, he was like, I screamed until my throat hurt. I chased in front of the helicopter. Right? He looked up and down every dirt road and culverts in the area, all within 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So I know some of y'all think that one is more, perhaps knows more than the other. I can't see that. I can't see them as one knows more than the other. I really can't, because this is not normal. It's not normal, right? To me, it's more normal for Daniel to get out in front of, the camera, or a parent to get out in front of the camera and saying, I was running in front of the helicopter and I ran up every dirt road or whatever the hell he said, than it is for a mother not to speak. Right? Since day one. I don't either, Babs. I don't either. At all. Cecilia, you are 1 year. Yay! Congratulations, Cecilia. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Welcome to the Pearl family. May I say, pearls look amazing on you, darling, at your 1 year anniversary. Kiss, kiss. Appreciate you so much. They both knew, in my opinion. I agree. Control Jude, same as moving her and the children that home 2 years ago. Okay. Listen. Okay. And I hear people saying all the time, well, what if Daniel did something in the middle of the night? Or what if Malaya did something in the middle of the night? Think about this. That didn't happen. And one of them not know. It didn't happen. Okay. Unless it would be pre-planned and nobody would get up and nobody would sound anything off, right? Let's say Malaya is sleeping and Daniel or whoever is up, and perhaps something happened to one of the kids, right? Or both of the kids, whether they, this is all hypotheses, what I'm talking about. They ingested something, right? Nobody is going to be that quiet with something that traumatic happening to them. It's not going to happen, right? That is something that is a shock. She had all the facts wrote up in a big scenario story in that. Yeah, Kent. Yeah. She's asleep at 8 a.m. He does it to put kids in car, fakes out. They ain't gonna get in the vehicle, loves his phone. But this is the thing. Like, let's say Daniel's asleep. Malaya wakes up in the middle of the night. She checks on the kids. Something's happened to the kids. She's going to be hysterical. She's going to be hysterical. What's the next thing going to happen? Daniel's going to run in. Daniel's going to call his family, right? They're all going to know. Look at KK at total shock of waking up and her son not being in his bed. And look how she has responded, crickets and carrying them. Yeah, exactly. So many scenarios possibly, really, I think. See, I don't think there's actually that many scenarios. I think there's a billion scenarios of where they could be. Right? But I think something happened that the night before. Thursday night. If she didn't truly know where the kids were, she would had been. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, Rhonda. Exactly. You are going to freak out if you something happens like that. You're going to scream, you're going to yell, you're going to flip out, and everyone on that property is going to know, right? You're not just going to be like, okay, I'm just going to shut up and take care of this myself. That's not what anyone does. But weren't the kids seen on public the night before? They were seen in public the afternoon, right, on Thursday. Did the kids even come back from New Glasgow? I don't know. Daniel says they did. Malaya says they did. But who knows? Right? They may not have. They may not have. Not on reservation. What do you mean, Brandy? I mean, like, I know what you mean, but like, do you mean See, I just don't think anybody's hiding them on a reservation, in my opinion. I think Malaya is there as a means of a security blanket for her. I think she's doing that for herself. Nothing to do with the kids or anything. It is, I don't think the kids are there. I think it's more of a means of protection. You get what I mean? The reservation would not risk their funding and privileges. Yeah, I don't think so either. Not at all. Why would someone lawyer up? Good question. Have you seen this? It's going around as being the mom. It is extremely concerning mental history of mental health issues, in my opinion. Who's it? Oh, it is. That is her. Oh my God. Okay, so we were talking about a case earlier, right? Little 3-year-old Clarabelle. Her mom is on TikTok. One day again. Have you come up against a mother with nothing to lose? One day ago.
You try that again, and this is gonna get ugly. You try that again, and this is gonna get ugly. You try that again, and this is gonna get ugly. You try that again, and this is gonna get ugly.
Do you ever look at people sometimes?
Not a child. Clarabelle in her hand.
And think, God, you are such
3 days
a
ago.
fucking cunt. But it's not socially acceptable to say it out loud, so you think it in your head and just smile at them. Or is that just me?
New, I think she means coping mechanism. But let's be real, haven't we all been there? We have all have our roles in machine people.
Do you ever look at people sometimes and think...
You hear that, Mr. Anderson? That is the sound of inevitability. My name.
I'm a nice person, man. I never want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I fucking will.
4 or 5 days ago. This
I'm
was.
a nice person, man. I never want to hurt anybody.
It's the last time I let somebody steal my peace. If you ain't adding to the plate, shawty, you can't eat. Don't be acting like you know me. It's the last time I let somebody steal my...
All right. Well, after a year and a half of survival mode. All right. Well, after...
I think this Apparently my cells can feel it, but my conscience can't seem to pinpoint the origin, threat, trauma, clarity.
Year and a half of survival mode, 6 months of investigation, and an entire life burnt to the ground. My nervous system can finally feel safe with just existing again, so that's a relief. I'm a little disappointed I wasn't able to manifest more clarity as to why an environment that felt so safe to me for my entire adult life
Why is she walking here?
suddenly became a threat. But it's a relief to know that I'm not entirely nuts, so.
So this is either rugs or this is she's not taking her medication. It's either, in my opinion, she's off something or she's on something. Right? Like she's not taking her medication or she's taking something else. They're hurting these children on the down low consciously. It's so sad. That is. Hold on. I don't know why you're texting me then. Listen. Let me just give you a little message here to this person who just texts me this, because they do this all the time and I'm frankly a little bit annoyed with it. You guys know I don't usually get sideways on anything like this. But don't, like, I don't want to say I don't care, because I do care, but if you're going to just text me to be you're being negative about constantly, if it's something I say or do or whatever, how I got a southern accent one day and one day I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I literally talk like this every day. Not that it's about me, and it's certainly not about you, whoever the hell you are. So scratch. I was born, raised, die Appalachian, probably. So don't text me, okay? Just, I don't know what your problem is, but you're just negative. And let me just say you something. I love Jesus, but I cuss a little, and that's just who I am. I certainly don't cuss anything like these other mother chickens do on here. Thank you very much. So don't message me again. I've looked at the message feed, and that's exactly what you text me about every 3 weeks. It's weird. So I don't do the little drama shit on here like everybody else. I've never done any of that stuff. I'm only interested in true crime on here, and about, laughing when we can, and lifting each other up when we can, and praying for each other when we can. And occasionally, I might cuss a little. So if If that doesn't work for you, I'm just not your person. I'm just not your person. So, I do what I do. Okay. So, anywho, sorry. Thank you so much, Cecilia. You made it 1 year, my baby. Appreciate you. No, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I mean, if you're looking for perfection, it's not here. It's not in this life. I'll tell you that. It's definitely not in this life. So excuse me while I apologize for that. That doesn't really happen so much. It's just annoying that whoever this there you go. Done. I don't know if they thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Hatters. Thank you, everyone. Just crazy. These people. It's like I don't know what the hell's got into people. She's a beautiful girl. Mom is a beautiful girl, right? She really is a beautiful girl. Look at this. Play stupid games. This is 6 days ago.
Or hear me out. You go fuck yourself, and I keep doing what I'm doing. or hear me out. You go fuck yourself, and I keep doing what I'm doing.
Right? I mean, she's a very pretty girl. I can't read Francais, but I can fix it. Thank you. Who's on first? Very disappointed with RMP. Should have ran a criminal investigation in parallel. So much time lost in the soft approach. He delayed justice, in my opinion. You mean with Jack and Lily? Who's on first? I mean, in America, it's even worse. I don't know if you're in America or not, but in America, it's even worse most of the time. Especially, if you're in Tennessee, especially, I gotta say. Especially in Tennessee. She's pretty, but I mean, something's just wrong with her, in my opinion. I don't know. It might be, it could be, it might be a man, it might be her partner, it might be a health issue. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you, Mama Angel. They need to take a hike. You're the only channel I subscribe to. EXO, love you. Thank you so much. You have no idea what that means to me. When there's so many people in the comments or whatever, they're like, you're the only channel I have a membership with and stuff, and that really means a lot. It really does. So thank you so much, my dear. I really do appreciate you very much, Miss Mama Angel Mama. Appreciate you, love. And thank you for 6 months. Very much. Thank you, Rainbow. Thank you, Lovey. Appreciate you. She may be pretty, but she ain't no pearl, Lolo says. Well, I just hope her little pearl is fine. She's 3 years old. She had her baby in her hand 1 day ago. And now she's missing. Let me see if there's any update about that baby. It's poor kids, man. It's terrible. It's got to stop. It really's got to stop. And that's such a cute little name, Claire Bell. Right? Claire and Bell. to abduct her daughter. Ooh. Guys, there is a group now. There's a missing Clarabelle group. Only 159 members right now. I'll share it so y'all can join on Facebook. Sorry, late. Come in. Adrian. Adrian to the office, please. Adrian to the office. Link clip for Adrian to the office, please. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. See, there's mom. That's her.
You try that again, and this is gonna get ugly.
I cannot see that baby, and guys, I cannot see that baby. I know they did, Kent. I know that baby's so precious. Can't do it. Why do people do this shit around their kids, man? They think the dog was hit by a car. I'm sure he was, and it's on a highway. No, it's definitely not a hoax. There was a person who was taking care of the child who came into the store to say that they didn't have the child anymore. That they lost her, that they didn't know where she was.
You try that again? You try that again?
I can't even, like, if it, when I see that baby, I just can't do it. I can't do it, guys. I gotta go. I can't do it. Too much tonight. All right, guys. Good night. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. If anything happens, I'll let you know.